My name is Cameron, and today we're going to be applying a new layer of Board Balm to our wooden cutting board. This is not something you have to do for plastic or metal cutting boards, only to a handcrafted wooden cutting board. It's just part of the maintenance of it so that you can make it last a lifetime. Without proper maintenance, your board will end up fading over time and lose its luster. There are some things that you can do to revitalize it, but it won't be as good as it was brand new. You don't need everything that I have, but I've got my Board Balm, which if you bought a cutting board from me, all of my cutting boards will come with this, and you can also buy this separately on our Etsy. I've got a rag of any sort. This is actually just a t-shirt cut off that I'm using from an old t-shirt. And then I have my cutting board, obviously, and I have a cookie sheet. Since I'll be applying the Board Balm to both sides, this just gives me something that I can set it on without getting a bunch of oil and wax on my countertop. But if you want to do just one side at a time, or you could always lean it up against a wall, there are lots of things you can do if you don't have a cookie sheet. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring the camera a little closer, and we'll go ahead and apply our Board Balm. As you can see here, we have two boards. One of them is brand new, it's a nice dark color, and the other one is in desperate need of a new finish. Now, I don't believe the original color of this board was quite as dark as this one, but as we can see from the back side where not as much finish has come off, that the color is a lot closer. So we're going to go ahead and apply a new layer of Board Balm just to half of this so that you can see the color difference between a completely unfinished or a section where we've lost the finish and freshly refinished it. I just wanted to capture a little footage so that you know what the Board Balm looks like. It's kind of a waxy surface, and it should be pretty soft to the touch. Depends on the temperature that you're storing it in, but it should be easily compressible with just your finger, as you can see here. Alright, and let's go ahead and apply our Board Balm. All we need to do is take our rag, get a healthy amount of Board Balm on there, and then we're going to apply this liberally onto the cutting board. I tend to do circular motions, but you just apply it in any way you see fit. And depending on how often you maintain your cutting board is going to determine how much Board Balm you need to spread across the top. As you can see, this cutting board is fairly discolored. It has been a little bit since I've applied a layer of Board Balm, and I did that specifically for this video. So I am applying a pretty thick layer. Now, one thing I did not mention earlier is that you don't need to spread this using the towel. You could even spread this around with your hands if you want. And I'm also not wearing gloves, and that's because I don't mind getting a little oil and wax on my hands. It's perfectly food safe, so you can just wash it off afterwards. And we're just going to go ahead and finish applying this to the rest of the board. And once we have a nice healthy layer on there, we're going to let this sit and soak for at least 30 minutes to an hour. It really depends on how much you are applying. For a board like this, I let it soak for a couple hours for this video, but generally I would say the longer the better. And here's the board after 2 hours. As you can see, the top layer really soaked in a lot of the oil and wax, but the bottom, which still had some finish on there, has a pretty thick layer of wax still on some of those spots. So now that we've let it soak in, we're just going to take our dry rag and we are going to just buff in the rest of the oil and wax. Just go in circular motions and just rub it in and move to other dry spots on the rag as you need. We're just going to go ahead and go over the whole board, and I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of the board off camera and buffing it and everything, and then we'll have a like new board. And that's all there is to it. You can do this whole process in about 1 to 2 hours total, and with only 5 to 10 minutes of actual work. Apply this Board Balm as often as you need. I recommend at least once every month or two, but it just depends on how often you use your cutting board.
Now, if you have any other questions or comments, please just let me know in the comment section below. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.